I was a professor at the University of Hawaii. There was a coffee table book that had been shot, and CNN picked it up and interviewed some of these kids. And there was this little boy, he had big, beautiful eyes, 9 years old. I don't remember his name. I wish I did, because I'd reach out to him today. He changed my life with his words. He looked into the camera and he said, "I know I can be a good son, I just have to find the right dad." And I, at that moment, literally started crying, and I thought, how dare us allow this little boy to feel like it's his responsibility to find love and belonging. That little boy put a hole through my heart.
About 5 years ago, I just felt the need and saw a need of these little children who were just struggling, didn't have a place to go. We had a home that we could open, and so I decided to share with Tom my heart of just, I think this is something that we could do. We have the space, we have a family that could help, and I just thought it would be a great opportunity for us to love on some of these little ones.
Well, that was a conversation. She said, "Hey, this is what I think we should do." And having 4 children who can feed themselves, bathe themselves, clean themselves, I thought she was out of her mind.
One of the things we hear a lot at TFFC when we were asking people to consider fostering is, "I could never do that." And I think that's a statement of fear, and you can do it. There are, no doubt, 1,000 reasons to say no. But it's those 1, 2, 3 reasons to say yes that really change the whole world. And that's where the village comes in, so that you can say yes.
Just know that you don't have to jump from where you are to, I'm a foster parent. There's a journey, and we're happy to walk that with you.
There are a lot of children that did not ask to be here. They did not ask for their situation. They did not ask for none of this. There's children out there that just want kindness, to belong, to know that someone, they could pick up the phone and call somebody. They have somebody in the corner that's looking out for their well-being, that won't judge them. Just, it's okay.
I'll never forget that day. We were eating lunch,
Yep.
and she got a call that there was a 2-day-old at the hospital that needed to have a home right then. That was a surreal experience, literally looking at each other going, "Are we ready for this?" And I'll never forget the moment that I get choked up even when I say this, that I came home and saw that baby for the very first time, and I immediately fell in love. Having 4 kids of my own, I didn't think my love could expand any more than what it already had. But as soon as I saw that baby who didn't choose to be at that situation, who didn't choose his path in life, I thought we're the only connection he has to be successful and to thrive in life. And that's when I fell in love with that boy.
In 2015, we licensed and we took our first foster care placement. He turned everything upside down for us. I mean, I expected we were going to help a kid and his family, and what happened was a total transformation of us and our family, and the big kids and my husband and our parents and extended family all really changed because of this one little boy. My relationship with my husband, our family, it's so much deeper and it's so much more meaningful because of these kids.
So Tidewater Friends of Foster Care has impacted my life in a huge way. Now, looking back over the 4 years that I've spent at Old Dominion University, Tidewater Friends of Foster Care has been a huge support for me by providing scholarships for my education at ODU, and also just being a support and resource for me when I face hard times. Because one thing about my journey is, once I came to college, I didn't have a family, I didn't have support and resources, or someone I could call and say, "Hey, I need this," or, you know, "Can you help me with this?" So Tidewater Friends of Foster Care has helped me in that regard.
There are a lot of older kids in foster care, young adults, and I think there's this stigma around, well, they're adults, why are they need support? And I think it's so important to support youth that are coming out of the foster care system, particularly aging out, because these youth are completely disconnected from their families. And as an 18-year-old or a 21-year-old or even, 20X, when I flew the nest, I still needed my parents. I still needed support systems, and so do these kids. And they have the challenges that come from whatever put them into the foster care system that rides with them. It's there every day.
Working with Tidewater Friends of Foster Care has impacted my life by really showing me what's possible in terms of helping. I think a lot of times some of the things we want to help with seem very far away and hard to actually impact. And working with this organization has made you see an actual impact happening every day.
I just had to make one phone call and I got a fleet of everything I needed. And so when I had a child with a medical issue, I had other people helping me find the medical care, the dental care they needed, the mental health care they needed. When I had a child that had developmental delays, it was immediate that someone helped me navigate the school system to be sure she had what she needed to get back on track. I just had that village around me every step of the way.
We have 3 children, and these are fatherless children. And so our 6-year-old at the time, never had a father figure in his life. So just like with any child that comes in, they want to go back to what's comfortable, even if it's a traumatic experience. So he wanted to go back to his mom, that's what he wanted. And then something shifted overnight where he was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm supposed to be here. That kind of melted my heart a little bit because of he fought so hard in screaming and having night terrors of wanting to get back to a unsafe environment, but then some healing took place along the way.
Sometimes there's things that we can't make right, but to walk along and understand that it hurts and that it's okay and that they're going to be okay and you have their back, I think is really an important thing as foster parents that we do. I honor people that are willing to explore that path, and I desperately want to walk beside them and support them however we can. And that's what Tidewater Friends of Foster Care is really there to do.
The difference that we make in a child's life could be impactful in ways that we'll never even understand or maybe ever never even see.
Right. It's a blessing, but it's also a sacrifice. It's not an easy thing to take in a child, and I think everybody going into it needs to know that there are going to be sacrifices that need to be made, whether it be your time, energy, emotional sacrifices. So those sacrifices need to be expected, but then there are blessings.
I would implore foster parents to think about is find ways to integrate the foster child into any and every activity of the family. There were times where the foster children were left out of certain things. There was comments made that we weren't part of the family. And so I would absolutely implore the foster parents, integrate the children into the family early. Share all of the things that are going on in the process. Now, I get it. You might not want to share all the intimate details, right? Behind the scenes stuff. But when you are making that decision to bring them into your family, share with them why you did so. It will help the child become more comfortable opening up to you. It will also help the child feel like they belong.
There are so many things you can do from where you are. And a big part of that, which seems like such a small thing, is actually talking about this. Bringing the conversation to your next dinner with friends, bringing the conversation to your partner, and just even talking about what is happening in your community is a huge part of this. How do we center this in our normal lives so that we can come up with solutions rather than just pushing it away?
Do it. Do it. The joy that you get from helping someone can't be described. You are potentially saving the life of a child and helping the child to become just someone that they probably never imagined that they would because of their circumstances.
This is a world issue. and everybody has a part. Everybody can't be foster parents and bring a child into the house, but they can provide additional resources. It's a thing where everybody can make an impact.
So as foster parents, to say that that's hard on us, it is. But to know a kid is waiting and doesn't have a safe place to go, that's even harder. So as adults, I would say, take a look at it, check out the facts before you say no, and take the training, see if it's really for you. You could be a respite foster parent and help other foster parents who need that, maybe that long weekend away by themselves just to recoup their energy. You could take in children for a small period of time and still help out the village. I would say if you have a home and you have bedrooms that are empty, there are kids who would love to meet you and spend time with you and learn from your family.
There are 1,000 ways to help these kids without taking them into your home. We have the luxury of going along and finding the holes and trying to fill those holes with resources from community members who really care. They just don't know exactly how to help, but we know that we can help plug them in a way that is meaningful for families and makes a difference. It only takes one healthy adult relationship to change the life of a child.